Welcome back to the YouTube channel. I am Nick from Australia. Welcome to the Nick from Australia Late Night Footy Show, episode number 3 of the Nick from Australia Late Night Footy Show. I'm joined by NRL Vids 090. Obviously in a good mood he would be after watching the Eels defeat the Dragons tonight up there at Seabus Super Stadium on the Gold Coast.
Yeah,
we will be having more people jump on as the show goes on. I believe Champion Videos will be making an appearance. I believe Warriors and About Fanatics will be here at some stage, and who knows. But here's the thing I want to mention. If you would like to come on the show, all you have to do is send me a message on Instagram, have the app StreamYard downloaded, and I will get you on. So if you want to come on and ask some questions, come on live with me and NRL Vid 090 and whoever else I got on the show, just send me a message on Instagram. I'll send you the link, download StreamYard, and we'll get you on. But anyway, hope you're doing well on this Friday night, currently 11:06 p.m. We've got a few people rolling into the chat at the moment. It's getting quite packed in here. But NRL Vid 090, how are you going, bro?
Oh, as you imagine, in a pretty good mood after Manly's win over the Dragons. Well, another boring day of lockdown overall in Sydney, but good to cap off the week with a win, of course, for Manly and start the weekend nice and happy. So, yeah, I'm in a pretty good mood, I'd say.
Yeah, I don't blame you. And also, guys, in the chat, if you guys haven't subscribed to NRL Vid 090, make sure you guys go and check out his YouTube channel. You won't be disappointed, but we've got a guest coming in straight away. It was about 2 minutes late, but we'll get him on here right now. And Champion Videos is in the house. How you going, brother?
I'm doing good, boys. How are we all?
Very good. Can't complain.
Very good.
Champion.
Hello, boys.
How you going, bro? What's happening tonight?
Not much. Just watched 2 good games of footy. Para too dominant for the Titans, and Manly.
Yep.
Again, too good for the Dragons. So, yeah.
Would
really
you say
good
they were
tonight.
2 good games, though? Because there was one game that was shit and one game that was all right. What do you reckon?
I seem to enjoy both games. People might disagree, but I seem to find enjoyment in both the games. I really feel like Manly were really good even without Turbo. And
okay. Yeah, we will definitely discuss. We will discuss Manly in a little bit. I've got a few controversial things to say about the Seagulls tonight's win over the Dragons. But mate, your boys, the Tigers, Sunday afternoon against the Broncos, mate. How do you think they'll go up there in Brizzy?
well, look, the good thing about the Tigers is we have Dewey back in the halves, and I feel like that really brings more direction to our plays. I really feel like Brooks can't really direct the team as Dewey can. So I feel like this is going to be really good for our attack. Brisbane at Suncorp, I still feel like it's going to be a challenge for us. If both teams are serious about not finishing in the bottom, then they're going to play pretty good. But I'm confident in my Tigers in getting the win. It's going to be a really good game.
Yeah, I mean it's the bottom 4 clash. Both sides at the moment really suck. I'm just being honest. They're really shit, and they're trying to avoid second last because I don't think the Bulldogs are going to get away from the wooden spoon unless they can pull something out of their ass and get a few wins on the board, which would be something. But I think it's a very important game for the Broncos and the Tigers on Sunday afternoon. But there's been some pretty big news tonight, hasn't there, boys? Gus Gould going to be the new general manager of the Bulldogs by the looks of things. I want to get NRL Vid 090's take on this one first, mate. Gus, come to the Dogs. What are your thoughts on
Yeah. Well, I knew for a while now the Bulldogs were going for a general manager but couldn't have one because I believe at the end of last year, their former general head and manager, Steve Price, at the door. So, I mean, they haven't really found a replacement since then. But, yeah, I think Phil Gould, bringing him to the club and just about business would be really good for the Bulldogs. I think, he'll I think he'll bring a lot to that club. I feel like, he's got a good history there. And I think it's a very healthy game for the club as well. And I reckon he'll do really well at the Bulldogs when he's there. I feel like it's a right step in the direction.
Yeah, look, what about you, Champo, mate? What do you think about it? Gus Gunn, the Dogs, general manager at Footy. What do you reckon about it?
Well, I am a bit confused. Didn't he just join the Warriors not too long ago? And now he's off to the Bulldogs? Of course, with the whole COVID thing, you gotta understand about these circumstances. But this is probably a really good buy for the Bulldogs. Gus is, he's got a really good footy mind, and I feel like he'll bring a lot to the club. And this is a good direction for the Bulldogs in finding good management around their board. So I really feel like Gus will be a great inclusion and could probably maybe help the club out and turn things around. But yeah, really good buy.
I think it's probably the best thing the Bulldogs have done in about probably 10 years. I think getting Gus there to get things going. We all saw what he did to Penrith with that junior system, and have a look at the Panthers now. They're one of the elite teams of the competition. You have a look at the Bulldogs. They have a really good junior system, but the Bulldogs seem to be always really good in the New South Wales Cup and the lower grades, but they seem to always stuff up in the NRL. But we got to get his opinion on it. We all know how mad this bloke would be at the moment. We got to get Warriors fanatics on here. Here he is, lads. Warriors, NRL fanatics in the house, mate. We're just talking about Gus Gould, obviously leaving the Warriors to go to the Dogs. Obviously, you would be a bit devastated by the whole situation. Fanatics, mate, what do you think about Gus leaving the Warriors, going to the Dogs?
Hello to everyone tonight. It's a bit disappointing. I'm a bit disappointed to hear the news, but it was probably not a surprise because it's been rumored for quite. Going to take up an offer for them, denied it, but it is what. Then COVID situation, he can't deliver what he wanted to do at the Warriors. So it's what it is, and because he's in New South Wales, he's based here, so. Yeah, it's a very unfortunate thing, very, very disappointing, but, it is what it is, and at the end of the day, it is a blow for the club, obviously, because, what he had planned for the club moving forward with the junior system and that, but, yeah, it is a good inclusion for the Bulldogs, but for a bit gutting, so, yeah, I'm a bit gutted at the moment, but what can you do? It's just the the current situation of the COVID situation, so that's my thoughts on it. But yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed, obviously.
I'll just ask you this real quick, Warriors NRL fanatics, with Gus Gould not at the Warriors.
Yep.
What does this mean now? What's in the future? How do you feel that spot?
It's a bit of a tough one because right now, obviously, Nathan Brown's head coach. We've got the current owners at the moment, and you got Cameron George, CEO there at the club. So right now, I'm not too sure what it will mean moving forward because obviously there's a lot of happy, positive signs. A couple months ago, when put Phil Gould on board, but obviously he can't because he's stuck in Australia and he can't come in between countries. So. I think, right now it's tough place for the Warriors to be in because right now the Warriors, the last 2 years the Warriors have been stuck in Australia for, around about 2 years now. So they haven't been able to go back. I think, New Zealand Rugby League's not in a good position right now, to be honest, with the current situation. And I thought Gus Gould wanted that out, but, it is what it is. I think, right now, it's very hard because, I'm a little bit disappointed by it, but at the end of the day, it is what it is.
We got to mention it before the show on my group chat on Instagram. Warriors and NRL fans got into a little bit of a disagreement with Always Brisbane Broncos. It was a very, very funny argument between the two. I got to say, Always Brisbane Broncos was claiming that New Zealand Rugby League is dead. Always Fanatics, mate, what's your response to that comment from Always Brisbane Broncos? I was sitting back trying not to laugh my ass off at it, but maybe there could be a potential rivalry there soon between Always Brisbane Broncos and Warriors Fanatics. Who knows? We'll have to give Rugby History a phone call to make an off-field rivalry video. But, mate, what are your thoughts on that whole situation in the chat tonight? I couldn't stop laughing.
Well, the main reason why because the Warriors, on with the Warriors. That's I can get that comment where he's coming from, but I'm going to say this: the Warriors provide. I know people will disagree with me here. I know people have strong opinion and disagree with me here, but the Warriors provide more in the NRL. I know, look, they haven't won anything. They haven't won the NRL competition. They've been in the competition for a long time, and for me, the Warriors provide a lot in the comp. So I know people are going to strongly disagree with my call here, but that's what I say.
Warriors NRL Fanatics, I actually agree with you on that one. I feel like the Warriors do provide more variety into the NRL. Obviously, they're in a tough situation right now. Even with Gus leaving, but I feel like they can find their way back up. They've recruited well for next year, so
Have they really recruited well next year, though? Have they really recruited well? I mean, I bought Sean Johnson. It's like they're going backwards. I mean,
I don't see it. Well,
at the end of 2018, the Warriors told Sean Johnson to go and get fucked, basically. And now they want him back because, he's 3 years older and he's gotten better as a player? I mean, he's a quality player, but are they going backwards by signing him?
I mean, I don't feel like it's a backwards signing. I mean, we don't know how talented Sean Johnson is. And I feel like
getting old, though.
Well, with age also comes experience. So I do feel like he's going to provide a good direction. But I think the best person to talk about this is with you, Warriors. What do you feel like for next year? Is it a good direction for Sean Johnson?
Yeah, I believe it is, actually. I believe it is. But, like I said, my opinion on the whole Sean Johnson before I said some things where I said the club didn't want him. So I've changed my view now. Sean Johnson, let's be honest. I mean, when he was at the Warriors, and I'll give an example on it. When he was at the Warriors for a few years. Now, the first year, Sean Johnson, he had a great year in 2011. And the previous couple of years, obviously, had an injury where he broke his broken his ankle with some sort of injury there. But from there on, I don't think he recovered. I don't think he recovered from that injury. And, from there, he's just, platted. He didn't have good form from there. But that my view on it, Sean Johnson. I mean, look, when he left the Warriors, the Warriors had a bit of a issue there with Sean Johnson. Cameron George, had a bit of a thing going on with Sean Johnson, the current CEO of the Warriors now. And then from there on, Sean Johnson, they told Sean Johnson he can go to the open market, and then he went to the open market. And there on, I just, he didn't. He was pretty happy with Cronulla. He's just pretty happy.
I've got a very important question.
So,
hang on. Sorry, Fanatics. A very important question. Would you watch the NRL if the New Zealand Warriors won in the competition? That's a legitimate question.
I don't. I would say I probably will. I probably will watch it, but not with as much as interest as I would if the Warriors were in it. Yeah, not with not as much excitement without my team in it. So I'm going to say without no Warriors, it just my interest wouldn't be that great, but I'd still watch it.
All right. I've got another question for you. It's a legitimate question. Do you think the Warriors will ever get back to playing in New Zealand? They haven't been in New Zealand for a while now due to the Chinese virus, or whatever you want to call the virus anyway. Do you think that the Warriors will ever get back to New Zealand, and is there any chance of them going bankrupt?
Bankrupt. I think that's a bit overboard. I don't think they'll go bankrupt. I don't see that happening. I think people say that they'll go bankrupt is a bit ridiculous. It's a bit of a ridiculous comment. Saying they're going to go bankrupt and not going to be in the NRL is a bit of a kill comment. So I think it's still be in the for several years. I don't see that changing anytime soon. I really don't. You know, the Warriors need. It's not in the league. They're not in the competition, Martin. So
okay.
Yeah,
I've got a very important question.
For the next couple of years, I mean, I don't know if they'll be back in. I don't know if they'll be back in New Zealand next year because the situation's starting any better. But that's my view on it. I mean, hopefully they're back in New Zealand soon. Hopefully, I'm hoping they are.
Warriors NRL fanatics, I have a very, very important question for you, my man. If the Warriors ever get back to New Zealand, which I hope they do because they deserve to go back to New Zealand and play a few home games, say, for example, the Warriors get back to New Zealand next year, things are getting back to normal. Should the Warriors have every home game next year in New Zealand? That's a legitimate question.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like they should do if they get back to New Zealand. They should do. They should get a few games in New Zealand. But obviously, I mean, could be in Auckland, could be Wellington, could be any other place in New Zealand. So, yeah.
But every game, would you have every game as a home game?
I think they should do, but I don't know if it will happen because the situation's still not great, so it's very hard to say. It's really hard to say, to be fair.
Is that fair on the other 15 other sides, though? Like, is it fair for the Warriors to have every game in New Zealand compared to the other 15 other sides who've got to travel there every second week? Is that fair? Is that fair to the other 15 clubs?
Exactly.
Well, you can argue the case no, but the Warriors were in the same position. They're in the same position right now. They're stuck in Australia. They have to do the bulk of the work in Australia as well.
But
probably
the
not
NRL will go on without the Warriors
obviously
anyway.
that's hard for all those other teams. So
look, I'll say this. I'll give it to the Warriors. Before the virus happened, they've always been a good clubs with their travel. They've always traveled well. I'll give it to them. Traveling from New Zealand to Australia constantly could be challenging, but you can't have every home game in New Zealand. I mean, come on now. That's too much of an advantage.
Yeah, you can't.
I feel like that's like if let's say someone like the Tigers couldn't play in Leichhardt. Leichhardt gets back open. We have every home game in Leichhardt. I wouldn't agree that's a fair choice to make.
Well, to be honest, it's not really advantage because the Australian teams can still come over to New Zealand and win anyway. Game. So that's not really advantage, in my opinion. It's not. It's not an advantage.
What do you mean it's not an advantage, bro?
It's
not
an advantage at all. It's your home game.
Hang on a second.
It's not, though. It's not an advantage.
Hang on.
It's your home game.
Every home game, that's an advantage. Like
how's it an advantage? It's still an advantage. The Warriors come to Australia every week, and that's not an advantage at all.
That's the decision of that was their decision. Back in 1995, when the Warriors came in the NRL, they had to sign a contract to play every single fortnight in Australia to be in the NRL. Now, if the Warriors are going to complain about travelling to Australia every fucking fortnight, well then don't. They got to cop that because they agreed to deal when they came into competition. If they're going to whinge about that, then don't be in the competition. Like it's like saying that a fucking Cowboys Raiders score. Every week you got to travel to Sydney. Every second week you got to travel here, there, and everywhere. The Warriors are in the same boat, but they're in New Zealand. It's a different thing. But come on, man, It's been happening since 1995. If the Warriors get back in New Zealand next year, every game for them to be played in New Zealand would just be a complete joke. Now, everyone's going to say, oh, but the Warriors have had to be in Australia for the last 2 years due to the pandemic. Oh, so it's not fair on the Warriors. Here's the thing. That now, this might piss you off. Now, if it does, I don't care. This is just my opinion. If the Warriors could not go and compete in the NRL right now, the NRL would continue without them anyway. It wouldn't matter. So I think, personally, the Warriors need to just suck it up, get on with it, and stop complaining about where they're playing. Because at the end of the day, they're all getting paid big money to be in the competition. And if they're all going to whinge and complain about it, then piss off and go play rugby union. Because the NRL will continue without the Warriors. It's just simple as that. But look, I feel sorry for the Warriors. They're stuck in Australia. I feel for them. I hope things get better for New Zealand and the whole COVID bubble, whatever you want to call it. I hope it gets better for them soon. But, I'm sick and tired of the Warriors fans whinging and everything about what's going on right now in the country. Look, it is what it is. You can't predict the future. You don't know what's going to happen. But for the Warriors to be stuck in Australia and whinge about, if we don't get every home game next year in New Zealand, if we don't get every game in New Zealand next year, it's not fair on us. That's just bullshit. Because if it was the other way around, it'd be the same situation. You just suck it up and deal with it. Like, I don't know why they're all whinging about it. Get over it. It's simple as that.
Can I just say something?
Go right ahead.
Well, this is just my estimate. So I will say, for just sticking in there and, being there, making a 16 comp go further ahead by them staying in Australia and, in Terrigal, wherever they've been staying. But if they said no and, they weren't bothered to stay in Australia for this long, then like everyone said, the competition will go on because, the competition will go on either way because, Warriors, I know they're, part of the NRL and all that, but still, it's a Warriors decision if they want to go on or not. And if they said no, they will go on the NRL. That's the thing. And I know, Warriors fans obviously want to see them play and all that, but, look, the competition on either way. And just with the home stuff, if they should get a game in New Zealand next year, but I disagree with that. I feel like that's too much of an advantage because it's their home ground, and for other teams to travel up there every single week is a bit of a hassle. And in the past, there's been players that have travelled and they haven't really got their I think cards or passes to catch the plane or something. That's the thing. It's been that issue before in the battle with passes to get on the plane and all that fly to New Zealand. So I don't think it's just too much with all these teams traveling every week to New Zealand. But that's just my opinion. But yeah, that's what I'll say.
I need to say something really, really important here. Now, look, the Warriors fans are whinging about being away from New Zealand. Fair enough, understandable. Let me just say this. Last year, right, the Melbourne Storm had to move from Melbourne to the Sunshine Coast. They've got players who live in Melbourne. They own properties. They've got kids who go to school every day in Melbourne. Last year, they couldn't do that because of the virus, and they had to relocate to Sunshine Coast Stadium. They didn't whinge. They didn't bitch about it. They didn't complain. They got on with the job, and they won the fucking premiership. And you don't see the Melbourne Storm players and everyone involved there having a big whinge about being away from Victoria. Yes, they have been back and they have played a couple of games in Victoria, but now they're going to move again back to Queensland because of the virus. And the Warriors are whinging about being away from New Zealand. What about Melbourne last year? I know a lot of their players aren't from Melbourne, which is understandable, but they still got kids who go to fucking high schools, primary schools in Victoria. And then you've got, families, the players' wives, and, they couldn't even see their mum and dad for fuck knows how long. So, the Storm and Warriors may have a little bit of a difference, but come on, man. The Storm have been away from Victoria, their own actual house, their own actual bed for so long, and the Warriors fans are whinging about being away from New Zealand for this long. Look, both the Warriors and the Storm both have a case, but come on, man. This is ridiculous. Melbourne get on with the job and won the premiership. So why can't the Warriors do the same thing away from New Zealand? Why can't they make the top 8 and have a good red hot crack at it? Why are they whinging for? Get on with the job.
Anything to add, Warriors, to that?
Anything to add, bro, before we move on to something else?
No, we can move on. Move on for it. I've got not much more to say. I'm just, whatever. Just move on.
All right, fair enough. I mean, what can you do? What can you do? Anyway, let's move on from something else, boys. What do you boys think of the Gold Coast Parramatta game tonight? Parramatta had a big win. 26 points to 8 up there at Seabus Super Stadium. I thought they were very, very dominant. The Eels over the Titans. I'll start with you, Chamber Videos. What do you think of the game? Parramatta, far too good for the Gold Coast tonight.
Yeah, again, Parramatta showing why they're a top 4 side, and Gold Coast showing why they don't deserve to be in the A. I mean, I think it's plain as simple as that. I feel like all across the field, Para played really good. Their forwards were running hard. Garthoston, Reid Marnie, they're all playing real good. And as for the Titans, well, I feel like they were just overwhelmed. They were just far too, they were just dominated by Parramatta. And what this leads for the future for Gold Coast, I'm not too sure. A good win here tonight would have helped them in the right direction, but they failed to do that. So, Parramatta looking strong heading into the end of the season. This is a really good look for Para, looking to secure that top 4 spot. So yeah.
Yeah, look, I thought Parramatta were in complete control majority of the game. I thought they dominated, especially in the first half. I thought they looked absolutely outstanding. As for the Gold Coast, well, they've gone back to the same old tricks, haven't they? The Gold Coast still can't tackle, still can't do anything right with the ball. Everyone talks about how good their attack is. Their attack's not that good. Everyone talks about it as a top eight attack. Look, but they have had their moments this year in attack, but they're not that great in attack, honestly. They're an overrated piece of shit club. I said at the start of the year, everyone said I'm a fucking idiot for saying the Titans, all this and all that. Trust me, they are a shit club. I can't get nothing right. They seem to just fail over and over again. I don't know what their fucking future looks like, but it doesn't look good in my opinion. I thought Parramatta were far too good tonight. Like, I don't know about you guys, but Ryan Madison, I thought he was outstanding tonight. But
he was.
What about you, Manero of 090? What do you think about the Eels' big win tonight over the Gold Coast?
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty expected, if I'm being honest. I feel like, Eagles were always going to win the game anyway. I thought, like you said, Ryan Madison was unbelievable. Scored a try. I think he other try as well, or was involved in some tries for the Eagles side tonight. He had a good one. And I've got to say also, I thought, Clint Gufferson had a fam at the back. I thought he was actually all right, Gufferson, like defensively. And, I think he had a really good game. And Dylan Brown wasn't that bad. I thought Dylan Brown was, he turned up, even though he has a pretty shit hairstyle. I mean, I will say that's not something I'd ever get, but he had a good game, Dylan Brown. And, I think on their side, I think Titans, nothing was working for them. They kept leaking points. Their defense out wide's awful. Like, they're just their defense on the edges. It's absolutely shocking. And I think also in a way, when Ash Taylor and Jamal Fogarty came off, I think they really lost their intensity with those two guys, and especially for its all that. Because they put Tyrant Peach in the halves, and that was just an absolute, disgusting when they put Peach in the halves. Did nothing. I don't know. I think this end, in my opinion, is just opinion.
You had to mention fucking Ash Taylor.
Yeah, he was awful.
You had to mention him. You had to
I'm glad
mention
you did an ankle injury.
Oh, okay. I wouldn't go that far. But anyway, look. He threw one good pass to Brian Kelly, but that was it. That was literally about it. What about you, Chamber Videos? What do you think about the Gold Coast Pro game? Do you think Ryan Madison was outstanding or what?
Yeah, he was really outstanding. He really played well. His runs were really dominant. I feel like he's heading up there as one of the one of the better second rowers as of today. He's really proven himself. For Gold Coast, I mean, just poor effort, and that Kevin Proctor sin bin, I feel like it was the right call as well.
What about you, Warriors and Emerald Fanatics, mate? What do you think of the Gold Coast versus Parramatta game tonight? What were your thoughts on the game?
Yep. Well, it wasn't really as expected, to be honest. I expected it to be a high-scoring game, and yeah, Parramatta were just way too good for Gold Coast here. You know, Gold Coast just weren't good enough. You know, kids points this year, so that's their problem, and you know, just why they, you know, why they're where they are on the ladder, and why they're so inconsistent, like the Warriors, like my team. So, yeah, I mean, what can you say? I mean, Eels, you know, that they had no Mitchell Moses, they had no Junior Paulo, and you know, they still got the job done. That's what they you know, were expected to do, get the job done, and you know, keep that in the top four. So, yeah, I mean, not really surprised, to be honest. Not really surprised by the result. Surprised by the scoreline, and you know, Brown had a great game for Parramatta. You know, they got Marnie as well. He had a good return as well. So yeah, I think it was as expected, to be fair.
I need to mention it. The David Fafita no try in the last 10 seconds of the game. Shout out to Caden Horsley in the chat. He says, what do you think about the David Fafita no try call? So the one with 10 seconds to go, personally, I thought it was a try. I didn't have a problem with it. Personally, I don't think it was a knock-on. But no try to Fafita there late in the game. Chamber, mate, what do you think about the no try for Fafita late in the game? It didn't make a difference, but do you think it should have been a try?
Yeah, I feel like it should have been a try. I don't know why they didn't call it a no try. I just don't feel like it would have been a game changer, but I feel like it was a pretty bad call.
Yeah, I did too. What about you, NRL Vic 090? The Fafita try late in the game, do you reckon it was a try, or do you reckon maybe just no try?
No, look, I think he scored. I'm pretty sure he got there.
I thought it was. Yeah.
Oh, okay. But yeah, look, I think it was a try, but anyway, it's happened. Yeah.
Anyway, we'll move on from
Fanatics.
We'll move on from the Eels Titans game. It wasn't much of a good game of footy. We'll move on to the Manly St George game, which was a good game for a while. I thought it was a real good game for a while. Oh, here we go. Yeah, here we go. We had a bit of a debate last night about Manly and about Turbo, and NRL Vid 090 certainly let me know about it. But yeah, Manly 32, St George 18. Lorenzo, mate, what did you think of the game? And give me 3 players who you thought were really good for Manly tonight.
I think it was a really good win. I think, you know, it's a real test as a team, how we do go about all our stars. Like, no DCE, no Turbo, no Jake. It's a real test to kind of see where we are without these players, if we can handle adversity or not. And I think we did prove tonight we can handle adversity. You know, I feel like, you know, guys like Josh Schuster was a big difference. He was absolutely out of this world. I thought just his passes, his skill was just incredible. Hamali Olakawatu is going to be one of the best back rows we've ever seen, probably, if he keeps his form up. He's a fantastic player. Yeah. Not ever seen, but like, no. Hang on.
What is this?
I'll pipe down that one.
Anthony, what am I coming back? Good grief.
No, I'll pipe down that one, but I feel like he's going to be one of the best young front row, young back rows coming up. I think he's definitely got some sort of potential, and yeah, I think there's been a lot of times where Manly have their backs behind the wall, like, you know, most recently in that 2019 qualifying final against the Sharks. No one gave us a chance. We just shocked everyone, and it's similar to this game tonight against the Dragons. You know, it's good to prove those haters wrong out there, or disagreeers or whatever. So yeah, it's a good win, and my top 3 players on ground. So I'll probably go from number 3. I'll give it to Ola Kawatsu, number 3. Number 2, I'll give it to Morgan Harper. And number 1, I'll go with my man of the match, Josh Schuster.
Yeah, all right. Well, Lorenzo is taking shots at me once again. He'll be saying to all the disagreements out there, all right, I'll see how it is. Anyway, I'll get you back in our vid 090. Don't worry about that. I'll get you back a bit. I'll get you back, bro. I'll get you back later. Don't worry. Anyway, we'll move on. Anyway, check my videos. What were your thoughts on the game tonight between Manly and St George?
Yeah, Manly was just really dominant. You know, they really showed that they don't need Turbo to win a good match. That's my personal opinion. I feel like there's this talent across the field, and it's not a one-man team or a three-man team that people like to say. Yeah, Josh Schuster, was just really good tonight. So was Olakau'atu. He was really great tonight. Again, this is a good direction for Manly. They needed to get past that loss against Canberra, and I feel like this dominant win tonight against the Dragons is a good step into maybe finding that top 4 spot that they want. I mean, does this prove that they don't need Turbo to win a game? Oh, you guys there? Or...
Vids, bro, you gonna reply or what?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, did you not hear what I said? I gave off my thoughts.
Vids, bro. Oh, bro. I honestly thought Vids was going to reply back to you. But, yeah, look, I have to agree. Look, I thought Manly were very dominant. I thought St George were a bit off tonight. But, look, I'm going to say something here that's going to really piss Manly fans off. And I'm going to piss a lot of people off when I say this. In my honest opinion, now, I thought Manly got lucky with a lot of shit tonight. They got very, very lucky in some aspects of that game.
Okay.
First thing I want to mention.
Okay.
The Cade Cuss try. How in the fuck did they award that? That was not a fucking try. He lost the ball, and when they gave that a try, it ended up being 24-14. It just sucked the life out of the St George Dragons. Just sucked the life out of them. Now, I'm not going to sit here tonight and tell you that it cost them the game, but it was a very crucial decision there that went against St George. And, you know, I thought, to be honest with you, I thought St George lost it more than the Seagulls won it. I really believe the Dragons play that bad. They made Manly look really good tonight. Now, Manly deserved the win. They were the better team. There's no doubt about that. But come on, man. I don't believe it was a try. You know, here's the problem with the NRL bunker at the moment. If you put the ball down in super slow motion, it's either going to make the try look good or make the try look bad. If you play it in real time, it's either going to make it a try or no try. It depends on the situation. If it's a grubber kick and you play it in fast time, in real time, then it makes it look really bad. If you play it in super slow motion, it makes it look good. But with the knock on, the Cade Cuss try, how can the bunker say that it's a try? He had 2 fingers on the ball, and then he sort of had it like he barely had the ball in his hand. You mean to tell me that was downward pressure? I mean, come on, man. Personally, I thought it was the wrong decision, but you guys might have a different view on it.
I think it was fine. I think personally, it wasn't as bad as what I've seen in the past. I feel like, you know, it's 50-50. You can say possession because you had like 2 fingers on the ball. But, you know, downward pressure in the end, I believe, with the fingers. So, you know, I feel like it's the right decision, but it's debatable, I believe. But
blow it up. Blow the cunt up. I've had enough of it.
Oh, the bunker.
Blow the bunker up. Seriously.
Yeah, the bunker's waste of money. That's what it is.
Go on to fucking eBay, buy some exploding fireworks, and just send it into the bunker. Make sure there's no one in there. Make sure all the people that work for the bunker get out of the fucking bunker, walk over to another fucking block, get away from the action, and then get some exploding fireworks and just throw the cunt on the bunker and go bang, bang, blow it up.
I will say this about the bunker, and I will say this about rugby league. Rugby league's played in normal, fast speed. And when you break it down so slow and trying to stretch that just line, it just gets unbearable. Like they try to slow it down like frame by frame. Just play the fucking game. That's all I want to say. Get on with it. Yeah. I've always had this personal vendetta with the bunker. They say all this. How should I say it? They say a lot of shit that a lot of fans wouldn't understand, and they just really like to stretch the try down really thin, and it kind of ruins the game. It makes the game sort of like it's played with technology, which it is, but technology shouldn't run the game. It should be the players that are running the game.
Yep. Finally, someone with common sense around here. Before I get into something else I need to discuss. Warriors and NRL Fanatics, mate. Did you watch the Seagulls-Dragons game? And if you did, what were your thoughts on the contest tonight?
Yeah, I did watch it. I did watch both games tonight. So, yeah, look, I think the Sea Eagles were pretty, they're pretty dominant. Actually, I think they were very dominant, to be honest. You know, the scoreline suggests they're dominant. So, you know, in win tonight, the Manly Sea Eagles, they deserve to win. And, Otakalatu, I think he had a really good game. I think it was great, actually. I think he's one of Manly's standout players. So, yeah, I think he was quite good. So, yeah, Manly pretty dominant, pretty dominant in the end. You know, what can you say? Too good for the Dragons in the end, but that keeps his chances of a top 4 spot alive. So, yeah, good win for Manly in the end. They definitely deserve to win. Definitely do. So, yeah, they're outstanding.
Why is no one talking about the performance of Kieran Foran tonight? I thought he was unbelievable. Kieran Foran's my man of the match. I thought he was outstanding.
Yeah, he was really good.
Outstanding.
Really good.
Outstanding.
Yeah.
That short ball to Brad Parker got me out of my seat. I was like, wow, what a fucking ball, even though it was Brad Parker, that fuckwit who I don't like. But what a try. Seriously, what a ball. What a great try.
He really turned his career around at Manly.
Now, I'm about to piss off NRL Vid 090, so we may have a bit of a argument over this one, maybe a bit of a heated debate potentially. Now, last night on the Rugby League Breakdown podcast, I claimed that Manly are a one-man team, and I don't believe in them without Turbo Tom. And it's easy for me to say tonight that I was wrong, but trust me, I'm not wrong. Manly are a one-man team. They are nothing without Turbo Tom. Until Manly can actually beat a very, very good side without Turbo, I'm going to stand by what I'm saying.
I'm going to disagree with you there, Nick.
We've been the Cowboys 50 points. We feel like the Cowboys, a very good team there by 50 points. We knocked off the Warriors without Turbo, and I think Dragons also had a good year there.
You knocked off the Warriors.
That's when they were good. They had good players there.
You knocked off the Warriors.
But
please don't mention the Tigers game.
They're good as well. They're great. They're fantastic.
They're good. They're sitting in third spot on the ladder. What do you mean they're good? What? They're fucking shit.
I'm taking the piece. I'm taking the.
What do you mean they're good?
No, but look, the Dragons are also a good side. They're the top. I'd take
the Dragons have half their fucking team now. They're all fucking at Paul Vaughan's barbecue still. They're all getting on the beers.
Yeah, that Ben Hunt, they still had those players in that team. They still
Ben Hunt
like
was fired from Origin.
the
Ben Hunt
Bellin
shouldn't
had
even
the
play.
Well, that's his fault. He could have been rested easily, but he decided to play, and he could have had a big game, but he didn't. He went missing. So
Oh,
and
he's taking shots at the Dragons now.
had Bellin.
All right.
And Jack
I've got a question for you. NRL Vid 090. All right, bro. Big question for you. Answer this honestly, please. Please answer this honestly. Will the Manly Warringah Seagulls, without Tom Trebojevic, will they be able to beat Melbourne, Penrith, Para, Souths, or Roosters? I want to know.
Oh, not Melbourne, not Penrith, none of those teams. I mean, they're on a different level compared to what other sides are on. But I think we can beat Souths at Parramatta, I believe. We can beat Souths. We've done it before. We did it
without Tom.
Yeah, yes we can. Yes we can. Fuck Souths.
There's talent around. There's talent around that Manly side. That you take Turbo out, it wouldn't affect them. It would take a lot out of their attack. But I don't feel like it'll be a game changer. I feel like they'll still be the dominant side they are. That's just my thoughts.
No. Here's the thing. They've got Schuster in that team. They've got Saab, Harper, Olakawatu. They can all cause an effect on that team without Tom, DC, and players like that. They all lift. They can all lift without them because I feel like there's been a lot of people that are saying that Manly and nothing but those particular players. But here's the thing. I think Manly. They want to show those people that, we can face adversity. And we've done it multiple times, but people just keep bringing up that worst man team and all that. So no matter how many times we might win without Turbo or DCE or whoever's out, it's still going to be brought up. But, yeah, I'm going to have to keep trying to give it to them, don't you think?
All right, okay. You made a comment here that is just making the chat go berserk. Now, I'm not denying the Seagulls' talent. They have lots and lots of quality young kids coming through. They're all great players in their own right. I think they're a great side, the Seagulls. But to say that Manly would beat Souths without Tommy Turbo, you've got to be fucking kidding me, bro. No way.
No, I'm not.
They would not. Bro, yes, Manly wouldn't even score 16 points against Souths without Turbo. Souths are too good. Are you serious?
I'm being serious. I wouldn't be saying that if I wasn't.
What?
Yeah, we would. If we can turn up with belief, like we did against Dragons, against Cowboys, without like DC and Turbo and all that, we could still win if we can just get the right.
Why did Manly suck cock in the first 4 rounds of the season? That's what I want to know.
There was no belief in the side.
Because we were shit then. We had Dylan Walker at fullback, which he shouldn't have been. Dylan Walker's not a fullback. And also, it was a new combination between a couple of players. I mean, we had Jack Kozewski's son in the back row. I mean, that's just fucking disgusting having Jack Kozewski in the back row. And you also had guys like... Moses Sully saying... Yeah.
All right. No worries. Yeah. We are going to get another Manly guy in here. I might be outnumbered here, but this is going to be good.
Wow.
Here we go. This will be good.
Disrespecting my team without me, boys. Disrespecting my team without me.
Paddy G, yes.
Look.
Here we go.
I'm not denying the fact that we couldn't beat Melbourne or Penrith without Tom, but, I mean, can anyone else?
Without Tom?
Yeah, can anyone else beat Penrith or Storm besides each other?
Well,
can anyone else?
Those other teams don't have Tom.
Tigers get
Penrith. From 7th below, we could beat any team without Tom.
Top 7, you reckon?
We could beat Dragons without. We just beat the Dragons without our big 3, without our 3 best players, without $2 million.
Roosters
plus worth of talent.
Roosters.
Oh, at this moment, yeah.
Really? You reckon?
We'd beat the Roosters.
Fuck, all right. I don't think so.
We wouldn't beat Power and we wouldn't beat South, But
wouldn't
name
know
another
why you
team
picked
where you
Souths.
took their best player out. Everyone talks about Manly being a one-man team. I guarantee you, if you took Munster out of Penrith, they couldn't beat a full strength. If you took Munster out of Melbourne, they couldn't beat a full strength Penrith team. I guarantee you. So all this notion about you take the best player out, they can't win a comp. No one can. You guys couldn't even beat us. We put 50 on you without Tom.
This has got nothing to
He
do
was 7.
with the Cows.
Yeah, exactly.
You were
Cows
7.
aren't a good team, bro. Cows are
Exactly.
just a fucking.
We just pumped the Dragons, who are only missing Matt
They're a
Duffy
great
and Zach
team.
Lomax, without a big 3.
Whoa. NRL Vid 090. Cowboys aren't a great team. They're not a fucking good team at all. I don't even know if they're
You
going to
were
make the 8. They're probably. Cowboys are probably going to finish. They're probably going to finish 12th or fucking 10th at this point.
No. We could beat
But
anyone outside the top 4 without
They'll be under
Tom.
the
And
Tigers,
with
that's
Tom,
for sure.
with Tom, we're the 3rd best to win the premiership.
I don't know if Manly can win the big games without Turbo. That's what I'm worried about.
Yeah, but Melbourne can't. Melbourne have proven they can't win it without Cameron Smith. They won close game that they've won this year.
Melbourne, one close
Yeah,
game they've won this year.
They lost their 2 closest games against Penrith and Para because they didn't have Cameron Smith.
Souths in round 1,
But that wasn't close. They beat them 20-0 in the first half.
26-18 at full time. That's a pretty close game to me.
Oh, yeah, but they blitzed them in the first. That wasn't game on the line sort of stuff. They comfortably won that game. There wasn't a second where you thought that they were going to lose that game.
They beat the Gold Coast, who was apparently this good.
Well, they put nearly 50 on yous.
In Melbourne.
Cowboys. Titans flogged Cowboys.
Oh, who gives a fuck about that? No one.
Because I think the Titans are the best team in Queensland.
Oh,
They suck talk. You see them tonight?
I don't know.
Flog them. They could flog you, mate. They're the best future too. They're the best future too. Out of those
They don't
3
have a
Queensland
future.
teams, they're the
What
best
future
future.
do the Gold Coast have? What? Of just consistently
Braden
failing?
Fiat, Tino Fasul Moali. They got
Fuck.
Moida Fodawaker.
What's Tino
Jared
going to do?
Wallace is a solid front rower.
Wallace
If they can get Brendan Smith and a good 6 or 7, they can push that top 6.
But they
Fuck
haven't.
no.
Have they been?
Fuck no. What?
Have they beaten the top 8 side though?
No, but
Oh.
no one has besides the top.
There
It's
you
not
go.
top 8.
There
It's
you
a top
go.
6.
They haven't
It's
beaten
not a
anyone
top
in the
8. It's a top 6.
Gold Coast have beaten no one in that top 8. Oh, there goes Warriors and Fanatics just leaving unannounced. What the fuck? Anyway.
That's because his team's worse than all of ours.
I actually do feel like Cowboys are the best team in Queensland, but that's just my thoughts.
I'm going to say all 3 Queensland teams at the moment really, really fucking suck. And I'm being brutally honest here. Now, I'm hoping the Cowboys can do something for the remainder of the year, even though we got fucking Roosters and Storm the next 2 fucking games, which is going to be like watching the Titans Cowboys in round 3. But after that, we've got 3 games that we should win, really. But fucking hell, man. What a crazy
We got an easy
situation.
game this weekend, Tigers.
Now, we got Roosters tomorrow. We're not going to beat the Roosters. Trust me.
I will
we
say,
got
as much as
Brisbane.
I just credited the Titans, if they don't make the 8 this year, it was already one of the most disappointing. But if they don't make the 8, considering they have the back third of the games all in Queensland, it will go down as one of the most disappointing seasons of all time.
It already is. I reckon it already is. They
I don't
failed.
think it already is because they're still like 10th. They're still within a win of finals footy.
So
That's how bad the rest of the comp is. Ladies and gentlemen, we are in the bloody Europa League, well, not the Premier League, La Liga. We are now on the verge of being one of those competitions where there's a top and there's a bottom.
I hope not. Fucking hope not.
Well,
That's what we're going towards.
after
If
Sunday,
we take
Well,
another team in there,
points
where
away.
the comp, look, even 6 teams is good compared to other comps. But
I'm
like,
gonna say I was watching a bit of this afternoon when I finished work. I got home at like 3 o'clock and I just laid down because I was fucked from work. And I was watching YouTube and I was going back. Maybe I'll go back and watch a couple of old, fucking NRL highlights from a couple of years ago. And I gotta say, the most unpredictable and most open season that I think I've seen in my lifetime. It's hard to say because everyone's got a different opinion on it. The 2011 season was so fucking open. Melbourne dominated that whole year, and then they choked the finals. But
Tigers choked as well.
Bro, from 2nd to 8th, it was so unpredictable. 2011 was so unpredictable because I think it was Melbourne and Manly were the top two, and then I think you had Brisbane that were up there. You had St George, Tigers, Warriors, Cowboys, Knights snuck into the 8, and then I think who else was in 2011? Trying to think off the top of my head. So 2011 there was who was it? Melbourne, Manly, Dragons, Tigers, Cowboys, Warriors, Dogs. I think was it Dogs? I can't remember who the other team was. But anyway, 2011 was such an unpredictable year. I got to say, you talk about unpredictable years and open competitions. 2011 was the year, and the fact that Manly played the Warriors in the grand final that year was just crazy because Melbourne were the team to beat. And then after that, it was pretty much wide open from there on. Because I was watching a few old games today, and in 2011, going into that final round, Cowboys were in 4th, and they ended up finishing 7th because I lost to the Warriors in the final round. Bro, imagine going from 4th to 7th in the final round. How fucked is that?
Happening this year.
How
Top
fucked
4?
is that? No, I think.
Cannot believe we were in that top 4.
Tigers were favourites to win 2011.
Oh, man.
No, they were not.
We went into 2012 as favourites as well.
Bro. Use a short price favourites 2012, bro. Yeah, because 2012 it was Tigers, Warriors, and Manly. They were the 3 teams, and the Tigers didn't even make the 8, and neither did the Warriors. Manly were like the favourites. They were best team to win, and then I think it was like Melbourne and Canterbury that year. We were up there in South.
Bulldogs just exploded in the scene that year. They were really good.
Right, 2012 was the year of the Tiger, but they fucked it. Wait, Paddy. Obviously, Manly won the comp in 08 and 2011, but what year was your favourite between the two?
Look, I was 2011 because I remember it more because I was actually, I could actually remember shit. Like 2008, I don't remember much because I was about 6.
Yeah.
I remember on the GF though, and that was so like the moment, like just demolition derby. So like if I had to pick which GF was better, it'd be 08, but I remember the 11 season more.
2011 was a huge fuck up for the Warriors too, because like they finished. Where did they finish that year? I think they finished 5th, and they played Brisbane first week of the finals. I think Brisbane flogged them like 40 to 12 or something. And
they weren't meant to. It was all pointing towards a Manly Melbourne, and then I think Melbourne stuffed up first week.
Yeah, I was just gonna say the Warriors finished. I'm trying to think where they finished that year. I think they might have finished 6. I think all the top 4 teams won, and I think back then, if all the top 4 teams won in the old McIntyre system, I think 6th place would get another crack, and I think they did. And the Warriors, I think the Tigers beat the Dragons. Tigers played the Warriors, and I think the Warriors come back from 18-6 down to beat the Tigers, 20-18 or something. And then I think the Warriors went down to Melbourne and beat them 20-12 or something. And then Warriors played Manly in the GF, and then Manly ended up winning. But it was a good game for a long time because I think it was 18-10 for ages. And then I think Jamie Lyons scored with like 4 minutes to go just to ice the game or something. Or maybe 2 minutes.
He scored on the bell because Robertson kicked the penalty goal.
That's right. They scored that try. It was a good grand final, but everyone was cheering for the Warriors because it was a second GF, and everyone's like, oh, not Manly again, and the Manly ended up winning it, and everyone's like, oh, fuck this shit. But
maybe it's because I was like a kid, but I was like so confident that year.
Yeah.
Like, I was not scared of it. Like when we played Warriors in the final, I was like, no, we're not losing this. And then even when Maloney kicks the penalty goal, as soon as we score back-to-back tries, I'm like, bro, just put the ring on
hard to
now.
Remember.
Should have been Manly West in 2011 grand final. Should have been.
Yeah, bro, it could have been if you didn't fuck the game up against the Warriors. But
we would have been
2011, bro.
That jumper, it's huge.
I know 2011 was a long time ago now, but it's a great year to go back and watch the footy in the finals that year because it was so open. Anything could have literally happened. I remember Manly played the Cowboys in the first final in the qualifier, and I think Cowboys led 8-0 at half time, and then I think full time was like 42-8 or something. It was crazy. Manly were that good back then. That couldn't be touched.
We just had the team.
Yeah, just had everybody, bro.
Just won the big game. That 2008 Manly team, I reckon, is one of the best rugby league teams of all time. And they had the stats to back it up.
Yeah.
Not only was it the biggest grand final, but it was the biggest final series. It was like 140-8 in 3 games.
Yeah, bro, it was incredible. And I gotta I know it's hard to remember and shit, but I remember 2011, the Broncos played a semi-final against the Dragons. One of the great semi-finals. I think it was Darren Lockie's last game. And I remember Darren Lockie kicked that field goal, and I think he had like a fractured cheekbone or something, and he couldn't play in the preliminary final against Manly. And I remember, I think Manly won 26-14 from memory. And I remember I was just hoping, like, if Darren Lockie played that prelim, do Brisbane beat Manly? Or, like, because, like, I don't know. I don't think they do, because I think Manly were a better side. But can you imagine that prelim, though? Like, Manly versus Brisbane, Lockie's potential last game. It would have been one of the biggest prelims and finals I've ever seen. But Lockie was injured. He couldn't make it. Yeah. But, hey, at least Darren Lockie retired knowing that he won a semi-final against the Dragons in Golden Point, and he kicked the match-winning field goal. So it was a very
that game, the 2011 one.
What happened?
I was at the 2011 prelim.
Oh, for Manly Brisbane.
Fun fact, so I went to the 2007 GF, which Manly got pumped by the salary cap cheats. And I also went to about 3 games in 2008. I think we lost to the Dragons, the Roosters, and someone else. So the first time I ever saw Manly win live was the 2008 grand final.
Yeah, bro, that was a cracker. Watching Manly flog Melbourne.
Oh, that's the best
I'm gonna say,
I got the best one. I got my best.
2008 is a shame, bro, because Melbourne played Cronulla in that prelim. I fucking wish Cronulla had beat Melbourne, because you would have got Manly v Cronulla grand final, Battle of the Beaches, would have been incredible. But fortunately for Cronulla, they got flogged.
How much? I still think Manly will win, and maybe 13 plus. But if Cameron Smith plays, what's the score?
You just win the game still. I don't care what anyone says.
Do you think it's like obviously be closer, but do you reckon it's 1-12, or do you reckon?
Nah, 13, bro. Manly were untouchable in that grand final.
Yeah, they were just on point.
Bro, Chamber Vidas, you were trying to say something before about you were trying to say something? What did?
I was just thinking about the first. I was just thinking about the first time I attended my first West Tigers game. Nick, you're not gonna like this one, but it was the first week of the finals in 2005. Tigers versus Cowboys. And there he goes. Yeah.
There goes Nick. There he goes.
Pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was the highest scoring finals match for a while. I mean, it was a really good match, and the whole crowd was loving it. And any thoughts on that match, Nick? Or
Oh, you're talking about the 2005 qualifying final, the fourth place Tigers versus the fifth place Cowboys, where the Tigers won 50 points to 6. Yeah, I don't want to hear about it. But anyway, I'm only joking. Yeah, that was depressing, bro. That was shit. But, hey, the next week anyway, we played Melbourne and we beat them 24-16 in the semi-final, so I was happy about that the week after.
I'll say this. The Cowboys making the grand final that year was a huge shock. I'd say that.
Oh, yeah, bro. No one saw it coming. And then we played Parramatta in that prelim at ANZ, and we beat them 29-0, bro. No one saw that coming either.
I don't think anyone saw the Tigers or the Cowboys making the grand final. A lot of people were saying Parramatta. A lot of people were saying Dragons. People were saying
fourth versus fifth grand final is so fucking rare, bro. When it happens, you got to appreciate it. It's so rare.
Obviously, I've gone out and caught up on all the history now, but like I don't even remember back then. Like 2007 GS, my memory thing. So sitting here right now, I can't imagine Lorenzo even remembering any of that. He wasn't even born yet.
Well, hang on, mate. Lorenzo. I got a question for you, bro. Hang on, where's Lorenzo? Lorenzo, what is your favourite finals game that you've watched as a Manly fan? Obviously, the grand finals would be your actual favourite, but as in terms of a finals game, what would your favourite finals game actually be as a Manly fan?
So just like any finals game apart from Manly?
Yeah. No, as a Manly fan.
Oh, yeah. I got a couple, but I got to say the 2019 qualifying final where Manly played Shark was something I'm not going to forget for a long time.
Yeah.
That was incredible, that game.
When we had like
I wish I was
players.
there, but just
Yeah, I was there because it was the
Yeah.
first one of Brookie in a while because they put the rule back in where we could play at suburban grounds, and we had Sean Kepi who had made his debut the week before having to play starting pro. We had Tony Williams get a grant to be jersey number 17. We had no players, and everyone was ruling us out because obviously no Tom and shit. And we came out, we just flogged them, and then we got robbed the next week. But who cares?
Oh, against South.
Still not salty. Still not
that-
salty. I cry every night, but I'm still not salty.
I was really angry. I don't want to talk about the night I had afterwards because I think I told you guys before the night I had afterwards was not good. I got into some big trouble after what I did. That South v Manly semi-final.
I probably said this story
Yeah, I
before,
went
but
off.
after that game, we were at ANZ and it was packed because it was like 50,000 because it was a finals game. And Manly had lost, and we we're upset and stuff. In the moment, you're like, oh, screw this, we got robbed, so like it's not that bad. Anyways, we were literally blasting the Canberra Raiders team song on the way back to the car, blasting out of the cars as we were in the car park at ANZ and doing the Viking clap because they were playing Raiders the next week.
That's right. Yeah. Oh, that's fucking gold. That's brilliant. I gotta say, for me, there's been a couple of good Cowboys finals games where I've been pretty happy about. I'd say the most angry I got would have been the 2013 elimination final against Cronulla, where they scored on the 7th tackle. That was, that is still very hard to get over. The 2012 game against Manly, where Foran knocked it on, and then Tafil scored in the corner, which shouldn't have been allowed. But I've been able to move on from that one because I don't think we were going to win that year anyway, because we would have played Melbourne the next week and we probably would have got smoked in that one. So losing to Manly in that semi-final probably wasn't the worst thing to happen. And 2014, when we were down 30-0 against the Roosters and we come back, you get it to 30-all, and we lose by one. Person scores with a minute to go, and they call it a knock on, which is just bullshit. But I'd say the worst one for me would have been the 2013 elimination final against Cronulla. That was just fucked. And my favourite finals game besides the grand final for me, very difficult to select because there's been a few that I've really enjoyed. But the 2015 preliminary final against Melbourne was one that really I probably won't forget. We played Melbourne. No one thought we were a chance against the Storm. I think we finished third that year. We played Brisbane first week. We lost. I think it was 16-12 or something. Then we flogged Cronulla up in Townsville 39-0. And then I think we smashed Melbourne like 32-12 or something. I would say the 2015 prelim was my favourite. I'd say another one that sticks out was the 2017 final series. Every game that we won, and that was unbelievable. But there's been a lot of them that have been really good, I reckon. But yeah, there's been some good ones.
No. We know. Just tell us what it was like in the 2015 grand final. We know you want to say it. Talk us through. Go on. We've been waiting for it. You've beaten around the bush. You're trying to avoid it because you don't want to be predictable. Right, tell us. Because I screamed my ass off because I was going for JT.
Well, put it this way. I lost my voice. My voice was gone. I couldn't talk for about a week. I remember I was living in the old house. I was in the lounge room. It was 16-12, and there was like 5 minutes to go. I'm sitting there just thinking, yeah, we're going to lose this grand final. I'm going to fucking be very, very angry after the game. And then Thurston throws a short ball. I think it was to Kane Linnett over the line, and he fucking dropped it. And I'm going, well, that's it. It's gone. We can't win. And I think there was like about 2 minutes to go, and I believe Kyle Felt got a one-on-one strip from I can't remember exactly who it was off. It might have been Justin Hodges or Jack. Well, I think it was Jack Reed. One of my strip of Jack Reed, and we got the ball. There's about a minute to go. We're just over halfway. I'm going, gee, it's going to take an effort to half. And I think Tamalolo and Matt Scott had two really fucking big runs. And then, obviously, we got to the play. Went to Thurston. There's like 15 seconds to go. I'm out of my seat. I'm fucking screaming at the television. I don't know. I'm going off. Going, come on, you fucking whatever. And then he gave it to Morgan. I'm going, what are you doing? And then Morgan just does that fucking flick. Felt gets it, scores, and I'm just like,
That was
yeah,
amazing.
I'm just going fucking crazy.
Is that the
I'm just
greatest?
losing.
Is that the greatest play in rugby league history?
Oh, it's going to be up there, especially in the grand final. I mean, you're talking about Joey 97. That Morgan one was fucking, it's really close. But anyway, Felt scores. I'm going fucking ballistic. And then I remember Josh, always with some Broncos, he got out of his fucking chair. He went to his room, slammed the door. He was fucking fuming with rage. And he's going, first of all, kick the goal. I'm not even going to fucking watch it. Anyway, opens his door, watches a little bit. First and kicks it. And I start screaming because it's going in. Hits the fucking post. And I just fall to the ground going, fuck me. And Josh is like, yes, we're still a chance. And I'm just looking at him going, fuck me. No matter what happens here, one of us are going to get really fucking upset. So anyway, we get the golden point, and I'm sitting there. I'm nervous as fuck. I'm walking around. And I can't even sit down. Anyway, went to the fridge, got a can of Coke, come back out, still looking at the television in my jersey, screaming at the TV. Felt kicks off, and I was very worried because I did not want us to kick off. I wanted us to receive the ball because I feel like in golden point, especially back in 2015, the rules were a bit different. You'd rather get the ball than kick off and go on point back then because, you know, you can get away with shit. Anyway, I wasn't happy that we kicked off. Felt kicks off. Hart drops the ball. And I just start going, oh, my God, yes. I'm just screaming off the top of my lungs. Anyway, Peter Sterling and Gus Gould in the commentary were going, first, we'll go for it off the scrum. I'm going, oh, fuck, please don't. Anyway, he doesn't. I thought he was going to. I would have lost my shit if he did. Anyway, it was tackle 3, I think it was. And we're going for we're fucking looking at a field goal. And Lachlan Coote was going to go for it, but he sort of faked it. And I'm going, don't you fucking dare, Lachlan Coote. Don't you dare. Anyway, Kane Liddon almost goes over the sideline, so he nearly fucked it twice. Anyway, we get back in the field. Time I plays the ball. Granville, Thurston, bang. And I'm just going, yeah, we won. Stick your 3 years of fucking robbery up your ass, all you Sydney sides. I was fuming with New South Wales teams because, you know, Manly 2012, bullshit. 2013, Cronulla. Sydney Roosters, 2014. I was so fucking fuming with all 3 of those sides. I had a bit of a vendetta against all 3 of them for a while. And anyway, I'm just screaming, playing the song, going berserk. I started crying. I couldn't help it. I was going mad. I couldn't stop. It's like, it's the best feeling you'll ever experience. Obviously, you and Lorenzo, 2011, will know a lot about it, the feeling. But my God, it was one of the best nights I've ever had. Unbelievable. But I got to say, the 2016 preliminary final, I was pretty upset because we got to the prelim again. Like, we were 1 game away from defending the premiership, and Cronulla gave us a fucking flogging, which really upset me. But look, the 2016 final series, what I will say about it, I firmly believe this. If we had beaten Melbourne in the qualifying final in week 1, we got beat 16-10 by Melbourne. I firmly believe if we beat Melbourne in that qualifying final, I believe we go back to back. That's what I believe.
Well, cheers for the cameo, boys. I got to get up early tomorrow. So thanks for letting me in. I just had to defend my boys, really. So I thought I'd come by for a quick chat. Anyways, boys, enjoy the show, and I'll see you later. Everyone like and subscribe.
Yeah, good.
Good to have you.
Yep.
That's it. Thanks for coming on, brother. And there goes Paddy G.
Right,
thanks for coming on, brother. Much appreciated.
Got a charge.
Yeah, he's a legend, bro. But yeah, look, that 2016 final series, bro, I feel like we blew it because if we had beat Melbourne, bro, in Melbourne, we would have had a week off, a prelim in Townsville, and we would have played the winner, which would have been the winner of Penrith versus Canberra. I feel like we would have won the grand final that year, but I guess we'll never know. What about you, Chamber Videos? What's your favourite Tigers finals games? You know, obviously they haven't made the finals for a long time, but do you have a favourite West Tigers finals game?
Well, yeah, it's obvious I don't have a lot to pick from. If I have to look at one of my favourite finals, I'm always looking back at that 2005 Cowboys Tigers qualifying finals, but I wasn't that old enough to remember. If I had to choose something later to our 2010, 2011, I would honestly probably have to go to the Tigers Dragons match in 2011.
That was a good one.
That was a really good match. I mean, come on. Benji Marshall does this sort of, doesn't even kick it. He just taps his toe. He gathers it, and he just bolts. It steps Darius Boyd. Oh, beautiful try. And it was a really good game. After watching that game, I really thought we could have, made the distance. And then, we obviously come up against the Warriors, and things didn't go away there. But in terms of one of my favorites, it will definitely have to be the Dragons one. As one of my least favorites, I mean, I can't hide behind it. Tigers Roosters, 2010.
Oh, the 100-minute game.
This is probably one of the biggest heartbreaks I've ever had to endure. So Simon Dwight puts off this massive hit against Jared Warrior-Hargraves. One of the best hits you would ever see. He just runs directly at Dwight, and Dwight just with the shoulder looks real good, and it looks over for Roosters. You wouldn't think we got a scrum. You don't think that they could have come back. So we're in the scrum, and obviously we weren't taking things seriously. Roosters wanted that ball, and they just drive us, and they regathered off the scrum, and you're thinking, what? That they would need a field goal to make things level, and they tried moving across the field, and then they gave it to Braithen fucking Anasta, and he pops it off, and
frustrating, bro. And then the intercept that was thrown to Lottie Takiri.
The intercept from was it Kenny Dow? Was it? I'm pretty sure it was him. That's what they try. I'm pretty sure it was Sean Kenny Dow that took that intercept, but yeah.
Yeah, intercepted by Kenny Dow, and Takiri scores it. Yeah.
At that moment, I thought, how did we let that game go?
And you led 15 too. You led 15
we
too.
Did. We just let it go, and Roosters came back in. I'm pretty sure we would have faced, was it the Titans afterwards?
Hang on, no. 2010. Hang on. Tigers. No, it wouldn't have been Titans because they got the week off. You would have played.
Because I knew Penrith choked, but I'm pretty sure it was against the Roosters maybe, or it could have been the Titans.
No. You would have played. Fuck it, would you have played? Hang on, 2010. 2010. You would have got the week off, so you would have played the winner of Penrith against. I can't fucking remember who it would have been. It would have been Penrith or someone.
Yeah, well, I mean, we came back next week against Canberra. It was a really good win.
Canberra were good that year. They nearly fucked. They were good to watch that year, 2010.
They were really good. I'm pretty sure Jared Croker had to
3 minutes to go.
3 minutes ago, he just had to kick it, but he obviously missed it. And then you got Tigers Dragons. I mean, I was at that match. I was at that match, and that Jamie, it was Jamie Sowell that got that field goal, and I'm sitting behind the post. Where Jamie Sowell kicked the field goal. I saw the ball go over my head, and it was hard.
That 2010 preliminary final between Tigers and St. George was one of the best preliminary finals matches I've ever seen. It was a fucking cracker. I love that game. Absolute cracker.
Yeah, obviously, I feel like we could have beaten the Roosters in that grand final, but obviously we're the better team. I'll leave it at that.
It is what it is. Hey, NRL Vid 090, mate.
Yep.
Tomorrow, mate. Obviously, there's 3 games of footy tomorrow. What game are you looking forward to the most tomorrow night? Or tomorrow in general?
Well, in terms of the Cowboys versus Roosters and the Storm versus Knights and the what's the other game again?
Sharks Raiders.
I can't remember the last game. What's the last game? Oh yeah, Sharks Raiders. Yeah, forgot about that one. The one I'm probably looking for the most is probably the Sharks Raiders game, because I think both teams would be, to be honest, pretty desperate to top 8. So I think, obviously Raiders win, they're back in the top 8, and if Sharks win, they keep their spot in the top 8 for another week. So it's gonna be a very intense game, that one, I believe.
Yeah, no, I think obviously I'm looking forward to the Cowboys Roosters game the most, but as in terms of quality, I think Cronulla vs Cameras should be a good one. And I tipped Newcastle in my tipping video on Tuesday, and I stuck with them on the breakdown podcast last night. Mitchell Pearce has been ruled out, so I don't know how the Knights are going to win now. So that just fucks everything. But we'll see what happens. Danny in the chat just says, Roosters vs Panthers game in the 2014 finals was the most heartbreaking loss for me. Yeah, that was another game where it was just ruined. Roosters fucking blew it away. They led 18-12, I believe it was. And then I think Maloney kicked the field goal. It was 19-12. And then there was a try. I think Watani Zalesniak kept the ball in play. And then I think Dean Farrow might have scored. Then Sal kicked the field goal to get it. Oh, no, it was 18-12 and then 18-all. And then, 10 seconds to go. Sal with field goal. It's been some good ones over the years. Great ones. What about you, Chandler? What game are you looking forward to tomorrow night?
The game I'm looking forward to tomorrow is tonight actually is Cowboys Roosters.
Really?
I really am. If Cowboys are serious of trying to turn things around, they should probably find a good win against the Roosters. The Roosters, do they have Tedesco back, or is he ruled out?
No, he's out.
He's out. So that gives a good advantage. There's not much attack for the Roosters if Tedesco's out. So, I really feel like Cowboys could really turn up against the Roosters. I don't agree with Bowen being in fullback.
No, he's not playing fullback. The Hammer is.
Oh, the Hammer is. My team list must have been a bit off, but
yeah,
I really feel like Cowboys can turn up against the Roosters, and a surprise win against them could go their way.
They want to fucking start well. I'll tell you that much. They want to start the game well, or because if I don't, they'll get beat. They better start well.
Do you how do you think the Hammer won? How do you think the Hammer went in the State of Origin? I'll ask you that, Nick.
Yeah, he had a good game. I think first half he was great. Second half he was a bit more quiet, but I think that's because Queensland were trying to defend the lead. But I thought he handled Origin really well, and he's playing fullback tomorrow against Joseph Manu, which is going to be a good challenge for the Hammer. So I think he'll play well, but the Roosters, I reckon the Roosters will win well. I just can't see the Cowboys scoring enough points and defending enough to win. So I think the Roosters win, and I think they win by about 30 at least. I reckon they'll win well tomorrow. But Raiders and Sharks should be a good game, but can you really trust the Raiders just yet? Like, that's the real question. Can you really trust them? Because I feel like Cronulla, they have to win tomorrow.
If they want that top 8 spot to be theirs, they have to win tomorrow.
Well, I think they'll go to 7th if they win. I'm just checking the ladder right now because I think with St. George losing tonight, if the Sharks win, I believe.
4 against. 4.
Oh, yeah.
4 against.
Sharks have to win by more than 20 tomorrow to get to 7th.
They got Newcastle on their tail as well.
See that.
Newcastle will be tough to beat. They're playing well.
They would be.
All right, what about Sunday's games? We'll talk about Sunday's game. First one, Warriors and Penrith. No Luai Cleary. Do the Panthers have enough attack in them to beat the Warriors, or is this the Warriors' time to finally win a good game of footy?
They would have better attackers if you
Um,
put Tyrone May in the halves. That's how I would say. I don't see. Uh, in what world is Tyrone May a halfback? I'll ask that.
I don't know. I really don't
He,
know,
he,
bro.
you can. He's trying to fill the spot that Cleary has left because obviously he's out, but you have a guy who has he had most experience in the halves? Because all I've seen him play is second row, and then he comes to the center, which he sucks at playing as well. He's better at the second row, in my opinion. I feel like they should have looked towards I don't know, their juniors or something. I don't agree with
Yeah,
Tyrone May in half, but in terms of the game, Warriors need a good win, but no, I think Penrith should win and probably
yeah,
win
fair enough.
convincingly.
What about you, Lorenzo? You think it'll be close, or I don't know. What do you want on Warriors Panthers game Sunday Arvo?
oh no, look, Panthers win. I think Panthers are going to be just a little bit too strong for the Warriors team. I mean, then again, even though Luai and Cleary are out, I can't trust the Warriors. I think the Warriors are the most inconsistent side in the whole NRL. And there's one day they could be hot. There's one day they could be cold. So I can't really predict them to be anything good tomorrow because I feel like they've let me down 7 times this year. So I can't really give them much positives for tomorrow. Or yeah, look, Panthers should win pretty easily. I think Dylan Edwards will have a big game at fullback, and I feel like this got Coruscant is all right. So I think it's enough to win.
Yeah, look, I'm with you. I think the Panthers will probably get the job done on the back of Appy Codicil, but expect a tight game. The Warriors are due for one of these games where they could knock off a side who are a bit vulnerable at the moment of injuries. So I think the Panthers probably still win. And Broncos, Tigers. Start with you, Champa. Tigers, Bronx, Suncorp. Tigers, any
Look,
chance?
I think we're a chance, and I think we're a much better chance than Brisbane are beating us. I don't want to sound like, I'm being very biased to my team, but I'm pretty sure we win this game easy. I mean, they're coming off a good win against Cronulla. That was a really surprising win, but I do feel like the Tigers with Dewey in the halves can really make a difference. There's something about him playing in the halves. You just know that the whole team is playing well when he's in the halves. His kicks are amazing. His direction is really good. And, I mean, I don't see how Brisbane can match that. I mean, they had a good win against Cronulla, but it's going to take more than one good win. So I think we beat them convincingly.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, it should be an all right game. What about you, Lorenzo? Broncos, Tigers. Do you think it'll be a close one?
Yeah, I believe we'll go down to the wire. I think both teams have been playing that sort of similar pattern of football where, they haven't been really going great in recent times, both Tigers and the Broncos, but I think it'll be close. But I don't know. I think Tigers, they can win this game, but I went Broncos because at Suncorp, I feel like, they're going to try and do it for their home fans again. And, I mean, look, I can really flip a coin right now and go heads for Tigers or tails Broncos, and really I can just get Tiger out of nowhere because it's one of those games where you just flip a coin, you don't see who you get, really. But I do just go with the Broncos, only closely, though.
Yeah, look, I'm probably going to lean towards the Tigers. I think I trust them a little bit more than the Broncos. The Broncos had a good win against the Sharks a fortnight ago, but the Broncos had the bye last week. Sometimes having a week off after a win can really kill the momentum. So I'm probably going to go to the Tigers. 1-12, though. I think it'll be a tight game. It could even go to Golden Point for all we know, but I'll take the Tigers but it wouldn't shock me if the Broncos won. It's a toss-the-coin game, and South versus Dogs. I mean, I don't think we need to talk about it. South will win 13+, and I think we all agree South will win by at least 30+.
Have
by
the
a foot long.
Bulldogs
That's how much.
Have the Bulldogs ever been more shit than they are this year? Because they have been really, really horrible this year.
They've been terrible, bro. Really bad.
And yeah, I really feel like Souths are going to punish them. They will punish them.
Well, I reckon South will win by 70. I reckon they'll get to 70.
70, that's a big call.
Yeah, wouldn't be
I reckon they'll get to
close.
70. I can't see the Dogs scoring even a point.
You know, if they don't score a point and Souths do get 70, they would have had close to like how much 150 or something scored against them, and they haven't scored a single point.
Yeah.
It is terrible.
Nah,
news.
it's gonna be a bloodbath on Sunday night for that game there, especially at the Gold Coast. There'll be about 100 people in attendance, probably all South supporters. Dogs fans won't want to go and watch that. But good grief. But lads, I reckon that might wrap up the show tonight. We've been going for an hour and a half. I'm tired. I've been awake since fucking 6:40 in the morning, so I'm basically fucked. I've got not much stamina left. But I want to thank NRL Vid 090 for jumping on tonight as he always does as a regular co-host, mate. Thanks for jumping on tonight. And congratulations to Manly on a good win over the Dragons tonight.
Yeah, no worries. It's always a pleasure. We jump on the NFA late night footy show. It's always good to talk some footy for just for how long, like an hour or two. So it's good. I enjoy it, and thanks for the congrats on the Manly win. It's good.
Thanks, mate. Also want to give a big thank you to Warriors NRL Fanatics. He jumped on as well. He decided to just leave out of nowhere. Apparently he was tired or something, but not really happy that they just left out of nowhere like that. And he could have just said something. But anyway, I guess it is what it is. Also, big thank you to Chamber Videos for jumping on tonight, bro. Really do appreciate you jumping on tonight, bro.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. Thank you to Nick, NRL Vids, and Warriors NRL Fanatics. It's been a really good show, and I enjoyed myself. Hope to be on the next one.
Thanks, no worries, bro. Also want to thank Paddy G for jumping on out of nowhere as a guest. Sort of just rolled in for a bit to defend his team. Fair enough, but guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the Nick from Australia late night footage show. Make sure you guys go and check out the YouTube channels of NRL Vid 090, Champa Videos, Warriors NRL Fanatics, and Paddy G. I hope you guys all have a fantastic sleep. I know it's 12:37 a.m. Have a fantastic night, lads. And I'll see you guys tomorrow afternoon for the Cowboys Roosters review for Saturday afternoon. Until then, stay safe during the lockdown, wherever you are in the country. And, take care of yourself, fellas. Thanks for jumping on tonight, fellas. And thanks, everyone, for tuning in. And I'm out of here because I'm fucked. I'm going to sleep. See you guys in the next one. Have a great night, fellas.
Hey, guys.